YouTube, hello. Okay, so today's topic is how much do security guards make? They don't make much. That's the bottom line. End of video. I'll back it up here. So, most security guards do make minimum wage. It really depends on what the minimum wage in your area is. In my area, as of January 1st, 2020, minimum wage will go up to $13 an hour. So if you are a security guard, you can be assured that you're going to make $13 an hour. Now, if you live somewhere in, I don't know, Ohio, and the minimum wage is $8.50, well, 13 may seem like a lot to you, but when you're in California and the average one-bedroom apartment is $1,500 a month, $13 really doesn't get you that far. Having said that, the nationwide pay for security guards ranges anywhere from $8.41 an hour up to $19 an hour. And this is according to ZipRecruiter.com. The national average for security guard is going to be $13 an hour. So basically the California minimum wage. The thing about being a security guard, and as my channel gets more popular, people are going to start commenting and saying, hey, I'm a security guard and I make a lot of money. The truth is, there is not much advancement in the security industry. You can be at a security company for 5 or 6 years and you might make yourself like $2 or $3 more an hour. But there's by no means you're going to get rich at it. You know, there are those few isolated incidences where and I've written down a few notes, like you become a private police or armed carriers. They tend to make more, bounty hunters, maybe security specialists. But in this particular case, we're just talking about regular security guards. And when I say regular security guards, although there's nothing regular about my job, you know, I'm thinking more on the lines of like somebody that's watching a construction site, or they're just sitting at an apartment complex in a patrol vehicle all day long. You can expect that person to make minimum wage. 2 years later, they might get bumped up to $15 an hour, and they're going to be stuck there for a long time. I literally talked to a guy at Marshall's, and he was a security guard there, kid you not, since 1997, and he is making $15.75. He has been here since 1997. And you would think at Marshall's maybe they pay more because they're like a big box store, but not in this case, man. He was making $15.75 an hour. And gosh, I mean, you would think he would get at least 50 cents per year raise, and he'd be in his 20s by now, $20 an hour plus, but no. So again, there's not much advancement. There's no sugarcoating it. Anybody can do a security job. I am literally, I'm on the clock right now, and I'm talking to you folks. So that just goes to show you that it's not a tough job, and therefore you can't really expect to make too much. Now, having said that, I don't want to contradict myself. It can be a tough job. The complex that I'm working at right now, this string of apartments, man, this area is rough, and I deal with some crazy stuff. Does that increase my pay? No, not at all. There's a couple days out of the week they have me sitting at this one site where I literally do nothing all day long. It's just a giant parking lot. And then there's days where I come here and I'm thinking, man, I should get paid more for being here, but that's just the way it works. You're not going to get paid more for being in a more dangerous area. What is important, however, is where you're located at. Again, I'm in the Tri-Valley of California. People's wages here are not that high. Cost of living is not that high, so therefore they feel justified in paying you the minimum amount. Go somewhere like San Francisco, and now you're looking at $16 to $25 an hour. So, you know, it can vary depending on what region you're in. But the national average, again, is $13 an hour. Now, there are some things that I went online and researched, and I found that like private security makes the least amount of money. So if you just go to your, I don't know, XYZ security company and you apply and they hire you right there on the spot, you're going to be making the least amount of money. If you get a job on a local level, a state level, a federal level, you can be assured you're going to make more money, have benefits, and other perks that go along with that. But then again, any government job is going to pay you that much more than a private industry. I was a public school teacher at one point. Excuse me, I take that back. I was a private school teacher at one point, and I was making $12 an hour. Now, somebody working at a public school would be making $19 an hour or more. So the private sector versus the public sector is always going to pay more. You know, look at what librarians make, or I could just go down the whole list. But again, the bottom line is you shouldn't expect to make much as a security guard. Is it fair? No, not even at the least. It sucks. But then there are days where I'm just sitting here doing nothing, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm being paid to just sit here and do absolutely nothing. But on the flip side, there's, some locations. I mean, I see guards at some locations. They're in the cold, walking around all day, and I'm thinking, man, that guy's doing this for nothing. It just doesn't seem fair. But, having said that, my big piece of advice is, if you're going to get into this industry, try to get a post that's super easy. I mean, if you're going to make $13 an hour, or minimum wage, just put it at that. If you're going to make minimum wage, let's say your minimum wage in your state is $8.50 an hour, man, there's no way I'm going to be putting my life on the line and coming up against people all day long for that little money. There's a lot of places that are hiring. I mean, getting a job in security is really, really easy. So you do have some choices. Don't just jump on the first place that wants to hire you and, have like some crappy post where you have to walk like X amount of miles per day and in the cold. I definitely, I wouldn't do it. And I don't expect you to do it as well. Just pay is usually non-negotiable. You can tell them you have 5 years experience, and they're going to say, well, we start all of our employees off at minimum wage, and then, you work up. So, again, it's the industry. It's a disposable industry. They never expect guards to stay more than 3 to 5 months. And those that do stay a little bit longer, yes, you get promoted. But, I mean, what do you get promoted as? From security guard tier 1 to security guard tier 2? I mean, unless you get some sort of job in the administrative portion of the company you work for, you're going to always be stuck at a low pay job. That's why I say use security as a stepping stone to move to something bigger. I don't know if you guys have followed my previous videos, but my ultimate goal is to become a PPO and start my own security company. Having said that, when I do become an owner, I'm going to pay my employees fairly. And when I say fairly, I will keep 25% of what I'm making and give them the rest. I can say, I know for certain that some companies, they are making $30 an hour for their guard, and then they turn around and give their guard $12 an hour. That's not fair. I mean, come on, at least give the guy 50%, but I plan on giving a lot more. I've always believed in that good karma, and if you treat your employee good, they will definitely treat you back. Well, no guarantee, but they will generally not piss on you. You know what I mean? So anyways, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I know it's sort of a broad statement to say that they don't make a lot or we don't make a lot. But if you're not in the public sector or on a federal level, then you could expect to make very little. As a matter of fact, you could always just assume you're going to start off making minimum wage. But think of the alternative. You could be making minimum wage and cleaning bathrooms or working at McDonald's or some other high-paced environment. So that's just the trade-off. All right, guys. Thank you. I'm going to try to put out a video every couple days. Like, subscribe, you know the routine. All right, take care.